I've sent about 20,000 cold emails, not got a single result. Done it for clients, not got a single result. You want to know why it doesn't work for you? It's because you don't have the right assets in place. This is the main reason why so many companies and so many people set up their instantly campaigns or whatever cold email software you're using and you get nothing out of it. It's one of the main reasons, at least. The second reason, because when someone receives a cold email from you, what's the first thing that they're going to do? You know 100% what they're going to do because it's the same thing what you do. They're going to find the email domain, paste it into their browser, go to your website, and then have a quick look at what it is that you do. And most of the time, people, companies, they don't have any assets on their website that explains what they do. I was just looking at a software company the other day, and on their website, you can request a demo. In order to get the demo, you've got to fill in an entire survey just to get the demo. There's no videos on their website that shows what the software looks like or what it does. They've got a heap of text. They're really intelligent enough to make a piece of software, but they don't have any videos on there, right? If you have software, just screen record it and create like a demo. It's very simple. That's what people want to see. But if you've not got software, if you're a service provider, for example, you need to have content on your website. It can't always just be one big sales letter, although that's better than nothing. What you need to have is blog articles, videos, links back to your social media, things like that. So that's the first thing someone's going to do when they receive an email from you. If you don't have that, why would they reply back? Okay, it's hard enough getting people to open your emails, getting past the spam filter, all that kind of stuff. But then when you actually get through to them, and then they go to your website and you have zero assets to give them more information, it's like a total waste of time for them. It is for me. I receive emails all the time from people. Most of the time, I can't even be bothered to go to their website. But if I do, most of the time, I very rarely see any sales assets in place. Or I have someone that will be telling me that they can grow my social media profiles, my audience, my presence, my brand, and then they don't have any of that themselves. Right? This is a common problem in marketing, but it is also in almost every other industry. People are trying to sell something that they don't do themselves. Cybersecurity, another big one, because I work with so many cybersecurity companies. Most of the time they know what they're doing, but sometimes they're just offering the same thing as each other. And so how do I know that you as a cybersecurity company can offer me something different to someone else? How do I know that you're actually an expert in what you do? How do I know that you are telling me the truth, that you can actually secure me? Because there's been plenty of cybersecurity companies that have been hacked, even though they say that their defense structure or their stack or the way that they do things is totally secure or 99% secure or really secure, however you want to word it, and they still get hacked. So how would I, as a buyer, decide to work with you? It's through looking at your content and your sales assets. And most of you don't have it. That's why your cold emails don't get anything. It's why I didn't get any results. And it's why when I've worked with clients in the past, when I ran a lead generation agency, that we didn't get results for them either. I guarantee if you work with a cold email agency, they're going to tell you that you need certain assets so that people can see what it is that you do, so that you can kind of sell them subtly before they book a call and before they even respond. That is the key. It's the same for sending DMs. If you're sending DMs on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, the first thing anyone is going to do is go to your profile. And if you don't have the right assets and the right content in place, how can you expect them to continue the conversation or book a call and speak with you or book a demo or something like that? It's just not going to happen. They get pitched all the time. If you're going after CEOs and founders of organizations, especially big multi-million-dollar organizations, they're getting pitched way more than I am, and I get pitched at least 10 or 20 times a week. I've got a much smaller company than some of these massive enterprises, right? And there's a variety of decision makers all getting pitched, different products, different services from different industries. They're not even your competitors that are pitching them. They're just getting bombarded. And so the first thing that they're going to do, let's say that you create a really good pitch, a really good opening message, whatever it is. You've watched a YouTube video, someone's given you this new technique, this new script, this new tactic, and it works, then you're lucky. But they're still going to go to your social media profiles. They're still going to do research, look at your content, etc. Prime example, guys. Now, this is such a simple example, but it really does apply to every other industry out there, although we just don't realize it. So here is the example, okay? Let's say I'm a video editor. I'm a freelance video editor, and I send you a message telling you that I can create all of your YouTube videos, I can create all your social media content, I can edit your videos, I can do it fast, etc. The first thing you're going to ask me is to send you my portfolio. You're going to want to see examples of the videos before you make an agreement with me or before you make a decision, right? Most video editors don't even have a proper portfolio. They'll send you a Google link with videos in there that aren't even labeled properly, and then they expect you to buy from them. They can't even manage themselves, so how can they manage the content for you and the content delivery, right? That's the first thing that you're going to think. And the same applies in every other industry out there, whether you're in tech or finance or legal or whatever it is, marketing. Someone's going to want to see that you know what the hell you're talking about. They want to see that you can deliver for yourself, let alone just for them. I spoke to my team recently. We have lots of different YouTube channels because we create faceless YouTube channels for some companies. We've got a few ourselves because we use that as a way to train our editors. And I sent them a screenshot of the thumbnails for one of our clients, which look awesome. And I said, guys, these are the type of thumbnails that we need to start creating more often for our own channels. Because the thumbnails for this client, luckily we did it for a client, they look great. But if I look at one of our channels, ours don't look so nice. We need to improve this because the first thing a client is going to say when they see our channel is, these guys can't even get thumbnails right. So how would they be able to get thumbnails right for me? It's the very first thing that they're going to think when they see that if I send them the channel as an example. So you have to get it right on your end first. And to do that, you have to have the right sales assets in place. You have to have articles on your website that talk about your process, your mechanism, the procedure that you use to get a solution for your clients, how you deliver it, how long it takes, all those kind of things depending on your industry. Because these are the questions that people are going to ask. So if you don't have them in place, how can you expect someone to do additional research? People's attention spans are so short these days, they have zero time and they don't even want to put the time in, even if they thought that you could help them, if you don't have the assets in place. They don't have enough time to go and do research and do digging. They don't want to jump on a call with you. They want to do their own research first. There was a study by Gartner a couple of years ago, and this study said, and it proved, that most people prefer to do their own research throughout the buyer journey before they make a decision to even speak to you or someone from your team, a human from your team. Most people, in fact, would prefer just to get it done without speaking to a human. So how do you manage to get a sale in a B2B industry or any industry without them speaking to you? By having content and sales assets in place, guys. It's very simple and obvious. You yourself will only buy from someone if they have the assets, and yet you have a company, you're trying to sell more, you want more booked appointments, you want to close more deals, you want to get a better show-up rate, you want to increase your revenue, and yet you don't have the sales assets in place. It's mind-blowing to me that this is not very obvious to people, but unfortunately it isn't. Most people simply don't know. And I think it's because we've been trained or taught over the last few decades that sales is just about building relationships and speaking to people, going and knocking on doors, being face-to-face. But the last few years have shown that that isn't important anymore. You can have video calls to close deals. You can sell a $10,000 product or service without even having a call. You can just DM someone these days. Most people don't even want to talk to you, okay? Proven by Gartner. They'd rather do their own research throughout the buyer journey, make a decision on their own. The majority of people, in fact, want to believe like they are in control of that process. So the best way for you to make sure that you win from that process over your competitors is to create content in the right places that can be found by people throughout their buyer journey. This is why your cold emails are not working. This is why your outbound messages are not working. It's because you don't have the right things in place. One of the coolest things about having the right assets in place is that if you message someone, you can follow up with valuable posts, blogs, videos, guides, PDFs, webinars that you can give them for free that will give them value and that will help them solve small problems on the way to a much bigger one that your main service can solve. This is the beauty of having the right sales assets in place, and most people simply don't have them. A few years ago, it was all about lead magnets. You can still use lead magnets, but why not just create free things that don't require email addresses that you can just give to people so they can do their own research, they can go through the steps, you can manufacture and build trust with those people, and so eventually they're just going to come to you naturally anyway, inbound. And when someone comes to you inbound, it's a much easier sell. You know it, I know it, we all know it, but we just don't make the assets. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.